Okay, welcome to lesson 9.9, adding and subtracting fractions. Our learning goal is to solve problems involving addition and subtraction of fractions. Write these learning goals down. Fractions with unlike denominators can be added or subtracted by replacing fractions with equivalent fractions with like denominators. And the product of the denominators of two fractions is a common denominator of both. So basically, you could multiply the two bottom numbers in a fraction together and get a common denominator. And then whatever you do to the top or to the bottom, you also have to do to the top. Here's our example problem. We have 1/2 plus 1/3, and we want to find a common denominator for both. And I can see really easily that that would be 6. 2 goes into 6 evenly with no remainders, and 3 goes into 6 evenly with no remainders. So I'm going to have to multiply 1, oops, let's make sure this is on. I'm going to have to multiply 1/2 by 3/3 to get 3/6. Then I'm going to have to multiply 1/3 by 1/3 by 2/2 to get 2/6. Then I'll add them together. 3/6 plus 2/6 is 5/6. Let's try that with the practice problems. Here we have 1/15 plus 1/6. Go ahead and see if you can solve this problem and then turn this back on. Now, if you noticed, one of our learning goals said that you could multiply the two bottom numbers by each other and get a common denominator. So 1/15, I'm going to multiply 1/15 by 6/6, the denominator over here. And I'm going to get 6 on the top, and then I'm going to go over here to the side and do 15 times 6. 6 times 5 is 30, carry the 3, bring down the 0. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 3 is 9. So 15 times 6 is 90. And then I'm going to multiply 1/6 by 15/15ths, and I'm going to get 15/90ths. So now I have to add these together, 6/90ths plus 15/90ths, which is going to be 15 plus 6 is 21/90ths. Now I can reduce that by dividing by 3/3. 3 will go into 21 7 times, and 3 will go into 90 30 times. So my final answer is 7/30ths. Is that what you got? If so, great job. If not, go back and make your corrections, and let's move on. Here we have 7/16. Oh, crud. No, I wanted to add. Good job. Okay, so here I have 7/16 minus 1/4. So again, I'm going to multiply those denominators together. I'm going to take 7/16 and I'm going to multiply that by 4/4. 7 times 4 is 28. And then 16 times 4 I'm going to have to figure out. 4 times 6 is 24. Carry the 2, bring down the 4. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 2 is 6. So my denominator is 64. Then I'm going to take 1/4 and multiply that by 16/16. And 1 times 16 is 16. And then 4 times 16 I just figured out is 64. So then I'm going to come up here and subtract these. So now I have 28/64 minus 16/64. Now 28 minus 16, 8 minus 6 is 2, 2 minus 1 is 1, so I'm going to get 12/64. Now I'm going to reduce that by dividing by 2/2. 12 divided by 2 is 6. 64 divided by 2 is 32. I could still reduce some more by dividing by 2 halves. 6 divided by 2 is 3. 32 divided by 2 is 16. So my final answer would be 3/16. That's my final answer in lowest reduced terms. All right, let's move on. Here I have practice problem number 3, 25/50ths minus 2/4. Well, let's see. I'm going to multiply 25/50ths by 4/4, and I'm going to get 100 200ths. Then I'm going to multiply 2/4 by 50/50ths, and I'm going to get 100 200ths. Then I'm going to have 100, isn't that interesting? 200ths plus 100 200. Oh no, I'm sorry, we're going to minus. I'm sorry, let me just cross that out. 100 200ths minus 100 200ths, which equals 0. So that is my answer. Let's move on. Landon's sculpture is 7/12 foot tall. He attaches it to a base that is 1/3 foot tall. How tall in feet, sorry for my typo, is the sculpture with the base? So we're going to do 7/12 plus 1/3. And I can see that I could make 1/3 have a common denominator of 12 by multiplying it by 4. So I'm going to do 1/3 times 4/4, and I'm going to get 4/12. So now I do 7/12 plus 4/12, which equals 11/12 foot tall. That's how tall a sculpture is. Let's move on. Amy made a snack mix with 3/4 cup of rice crackers and 2/3 cups of pretzels. Then she ate 5/8 cups of the mix for lunch. How much of the snack mix is left? So you're really going to want to find 3/4 plus 2/3, get a common denominator, add that together, and then subtract that answer from 5/8, or that answer minus 5/8, and that'll give you your final answer. You have to find a common denominator first. So good luck. So finishing up, make sure you have written down all your learning goals and completed all the practice problems and challenge problem. Remember to show all of your work. Come to class tomorrow with all of this work in your math journal, and congratulations, you have finished lesson 9.9, more adding and subtracting fractions. See you tomorrow.